If you're looking for an easy day trip from Paris that's a bit more unique than the usual, I want to show you the Château de Monte Cristo, the dream home in Laporte Marly, a suburb of Paris, that Alexandre Dumas built at the height of his fame. This is where the man who gave us the Three Musketeers and the Count of Monte Cristo decided to build his own fantasy. And almost no one comes here, except us apparently, on 4 different occasions now because that's how much we like it. So here's how to get there. Your easiest move from central Paris is to take the RER towards Saint-Germain-en-Laye. It's about 35 to 40 minutes depending on where you're starting from. Once you're in Saint-Germain, you have 2 options. You can take bus 10 to the Avenue Kennedy stop and it's a short walk from there. Or if it's a nice day out, you can just walk. It takes about 35 minutes and it's genuinely lovely. You'll pass through well-kept terrain, and at some point along the way, you'll notice a theater named after Dumas himself. A good omen. Fair warning, there are some steep sections on this walking route, but they're mostly fine on the way there. On the way back, there's more uphill, with some sections that are somewhat less fine, but again, we've done this quite a bit now and survived every time. Guests we've taken to the chateau have also survived. One even did it in the rain with me. That sucked, but we made it. Just wear proper shoes and save some energy for the return. Brakes are always welcome if you need them, or you can take the bus back into town if you've truly run out of gas once you're done at the chateau. There will be some walking at the chateau itself, but it's not at all strenuous. Enjoy the journey, as people out there like to say. If you're walking, there's a moment where you think you've arrived. You can see the property, you're close, but you still need to wind around to the other side of the estate to find the actual entrance for pedestrians. Just keep going. You'll get there at some point.
Did it!
Ah, damn it. 1 more kilometer. We must keep going.
This is a bit of an uphill slog here that isn't super fun after you've been walking for half an hour, but you are so close, and I promise it's worth it.
Entree. Piéton, that's us. On the right track. Hours a little sporadic. Watch that lunch break.
Opening hours are seasonal. April through October, they're open Tuesday to Friday with a lunch break midday and Saturday to Sunday straight through. November to March, it's Sundays only. You can absolutely buy tickets on site. No need to book in advance. This place never gets that busy. You'll see there's a park-only ticket option for €5, but honestly, unless you've already been inside the house, I wouldn't recommend that for a first visit. It's not every day you get to stroll through Alexandre Dumas' house. But first, the gardens. Dumas had specific instructions for this estate. He wanted a Renaissance chateau, a Gothic writing pavilion, and an English-style park. 9 acres of it. What you're walking through now is that park. Winding paths, artificial grottos, a spring-fed waterfall, weeping willows. It's one of the more atmospheric green spaces in this region, and that's saying something. There are modern sculptures dotted along the trails too, including one for the Musketeers. On a warm weekend, people come here just to picnic.
My favorite part is coming.
This is the Château d'If, named after the island prison in the Count of Monte Cristo, a neo-Gothic mini-castle that Dumas built as his private writing studio. The reason he needed a separate writing studio, apparently, was that the main house had become so full of friends, lovers, admirers, a menagerie of animals, and freeloaders that he couldn't get any work done in it. So he built himself a little castle in the garden, as one does. The stone walls on the outside are carved with the names of 88 novels and plays he'd written by the time of the property's construction. You can't go inside, but there's a small viewing area with his writing desk and a few artifacts visible through the window. It's all pretty extraordinary. After the Chateau d'If, there's more to wander. Quiet corners, ducks if you're lucky, and grottos tucked into the landscape. Give yourself time to just be here. The vibe Dumas was going for was very much eccentric genius retreats from Paris, and it still feels that way. The chateau itself is a 3-story Renaissance villa, and the facades alone are worth spending some time with. Cherubs, weapons, musical instruments, literary medallions, and above each ground floor window, a portrait of a great writer from history. Above the entrance door, the family motto, J'aime qui m'aime. I love those who love me. A little context on Dumas, since you're walking through his house. He was born in 1802, the son of one of Napoleon's most celebrated generals and the grandson of a French marquis and an enslaved African woman from Saint-Domingue. His father died when he was 4, leaving the family in poverty. He arrived in Paris in his early 20s with almost nothing and taught himself to write by spending time in libraries. Within a decade, he was the most popular author in France, quite possibly the world. The money wouldn't last, which, makes sense when you're as big a high roller as he was, but his legacy sure did. If you have the park-only ticket, you don't get to go inside and see all this. But again, I do not recommend that. Inside, the rooms hold his manuscripts, first editions, portraits, and all kinds of personal objects. A highlight is the Moorish salon on the first floor. Hand-carved cedar and stained glass windows created by 2 Tunisian artisans whom Dumas personally brought back from his travels. This was also his private study, and it was also a room where he sometimes entertained his mistresses. He was a complicated man. For following along inside, the explanatory placards are in English as well as in French, so you won't be lost. There's also a QR code audio tour you can listen to on your phone. We never use it. We prefer to read and wander, and after 4 visits, you tend to know the lay of the land. But it's there if you want it. On the very top floor, exhibits change. We've seen exhibits on artists and filmmakers connected to Dumas over our 4 visits. The first and second floors are where you'll spend most of your time. That's where you'll find most of his personal artifacts. Head back outside and wind your way through the gardens and grottos toward the exit. Take your time leaving. The fountains, the quiet paths, the general atmosphere of a place that was built by someone who had everything and then lost it all. It adds up. So, why should you come here? It's an easy day trip from Paris. The crowds are nothing compared to Versailles or the Loire Valley Château, and the gardens are lovely. But more than that, this is a property that's entirely woven into the story of one specific person. And there's something quietly moving about this man who arrived in Paris with nothing, became the most famous writer in the world, built himself a literal castle, and then just lost it all 2 years later. The chateau outlasted him by a century and a half, but it also very nearly didn't survive at all. That's something I get into in my full guide. See the description for that. The fact that it's still here, still open, still mostly ignored by the tourist crowds, that feels right for Dumas somehow. Whether you're a fan of his novels or you've never read a word, it's a place everyone can appreciate. We've been 4 times, we'll probably go again. A full guide is in the description with more tips, more history. Like and subscribe for more from our life in France. See you in the next one.